Perhaps fearing a progressive president coming out of the 2020 election, Mitch McConnell is apparently gearing up to once again stop anything from getting through the Senate. We have a video of him talking about his plans right here.
So what I want you to know is this isn't just some, young woman from New York who just got elected to Congress. It's much broader than that. So I think we're going to have a debate next year about what America ought to be like. And stay tuned, because all of us collectively are going to determine which direction we're going to take next year. If I'm still the majority leader of the Senate after next year, none of those things are going to pass the Senate. They won't even be voted on. So think of me as the Grim Reaper. The guy who's going to make sure that socialism doesn't land on the president's desk.
Well, before we go on to his record-breaking hypocrisy, Mitch, mission accomplished. We already thought of you as a Grim Reaper. I mean, look at how Republicans don't care about voters at all. Like Mitch McConnell, all he cares about is his donors. Because which politician in their right mind would tell their voters, think of me as the Grim Reaper?
Yeah.
It's like the least popular thing you could possibly be, right? But he's like, who cares about the voters, these plebeians? No. Hey, Koch brothers, right here. I'm gonna stop all things that might help average Americans. Medicare for all, Green New Deal. Hey, health insurance companies, I'm the Grim Reaper. Give me money, give me money, give me money. It is brazen.
Yeah, even if the Democrats yet again win another election, I mean, you have to go back quite a while to have them losing the popular vote. Just presidential election after presidential election, they just won the midterm. So if you take control of the House in the midterms, then you get the president of your party the next time still. No, don't care, not interested in what the people are obviously looking for. I'm gonna continue to obstruct. But you also mentioned the hypocrisy. So it was just like 2 weeks ago, he wrote an op-ed where he was talking about people being unfair to Donald Trump with their investigations and things like that. And he said this new across the board obstruction is unfair to the president and more importantly to the American people, who I love. It's mindless, undiscriminating obstruction for the sake of obstruction.
What he just promised you he would do on tape, you saw it for yourself.
He goes on to say, it's like they're a bunch of grim reapers.
He did not say that last part, but he might as well have. I mean, you heard him say, I'm going to obstruct everything, I don't care what it is. And just 2 weeks ago, he said, can you believe Democrats are obstructing everything, they don't care what it is. They just don't care at all. Because one of the other things that Mitch McConnell relies on, not other than the donors, is the corporate media. He's like, I'm just gonna go to Washington. I'm a respected member of the establishment and I'm a Republican, so I'll cry and I'll whine and I'll yell and I'll intimidate and I'll tell the media, you better call it 50-50. Even though I broke the record on filibusters when Obama was president, and I blocked a Supreme Court justice for over a year, unheard of in American history. Then I'm gonna blame Democrats for doing something a lot less, and then I'm gonna do even worse if another Democrat's gonna, but you must call it 50-50. And the media in mass goes, yes, sir, absolutely, sir. 50-50, we can't tell, sir, who's doing the obstruction. You just told us that you will block every single bill under a Democratic president and that your nickname should be Grim Reaper, but I can't tell who's doing the obstruction. I'm gonna call it 50-50.
It's not the first time. It's just the way it works. So remember at the CNN town halls with Bernie, these last ones, they had the marathon of town halls. And Bernie Sanders came out and was talking about allowing people from prison to vote, and even the Boston bomber. And they said, aren't you giving your opponents a political ad for you right now? And he said, I don't care. I'm not sure when we're gonna figure out that they're consistently giving political ads. Hey, Donald Trump comes up with nicknames. He has war room meetings about how can I come up with nicknames for my political opponents because that gets everybody jazzed up. This guy gave you a nickname for him. Call him the Grim Reaper every time. Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, every time they mention him, call him the Grim Reaper. The self-proclaimed Grim Reaper of the Senate, Mitch McConnell says this, Grim Reaper, Grim Reaper, Grim Reaper. I'm not making up childish names, he did it himself. In the next ad, there should be a dark cloud that comes over him, and he's got a black hood on his head. The Grim Reaper, Mitch McConnell, the entire election. If I'm here, I will be the Grim Reaper. So say, do you want the Grim Reaper? Party of healthcare? Are you about to die? Here comes the Grim Reaper. It's too easy. crazy. He keeps giving you ammunition and you won't take it.
I'd like to hear I'm the Grim Reaper and I approve this message.
Yeah, well, look, let me tell you, what Jayar said there is super powerful and better than what I was gonna say. So if the Democrats were strong, they would beat Mitch McConnell easily. So I was gonna say that one of the things he's opposed to and says that he will never allow a vote on is a $15 minimum wage. So he's saying, I'm the Grim Reaper of your wages. I will never let you let them raise your wages in Kentucky. And you run that ad and people are gonna be mad. But Jayar's right, and it's worse. If we don't have healthcare as a right in this country, and that's the current state we were in right now. 28 million people don't have health insurance in this country. If your kid gets cancer, it's a death sentence from the Grim Reaper.
He says too much. I'm sorry, John. Trump says we're the party of healthcare. Mitch McConnell comes and says, please stop saying it because we don't have a plan. All of that is documented. We know it happened. And then so after they come forward and continue to say, hey, we don't have anything to do with healthcare, the Grim Reaper steps in and says, let's stop talking about it because we're trying to kill people. It will be a direct quote. You don't even have to misconstrue what they're saying or give a political spin. They said it. Remember the death panels? They said these Democrats are trying to kill you. He just said, I will kill you.
Yeah, so guys, spread this video, man, because unfortunately the Democratic leadership is not very good at this. So just, especially if you live in Kentucky or you know someone who lives in Kentucky, let them know what Mitch McConnell's up to. He's up for re-election right now, and he's gonna hurt your family's wages, healthcare, etc. He just announced it. So send this video to everybody that lives in Kentucky.
2 easy ways to follow the Young Turks. One is hit the subscribe button down below, then you're a TYT subscriber. And second is ring the bell. And when you do that on YouTube, you're notified of our videos.